Welcome back, everyone. I know I look very strange right now. Don't worry, I will explain. I have a lot of new makeup in front of me that I want to talk to you about, but also I want to maybe offer some options up that might not be at the luxury price point that has continued to skyrocket. Actually, over the last several years, it's been skyrocketing, but it's even worse right now. And so I want to give you some options for things that might work for you that might not have the same luxury price point, but have, excellent products. So the first thing I want to talk about is the original No Makeup makeup. I have used this once before, but I didn't talk about it in any depth. And this particular product comes with a little sponge. Now I use the Anissa brush to put this on. You can watch me putting it on while I talk about it. So this is a flex shade technology product. Basically what that means is that it will adapt to your skin. I have it in fair. I don't know how well it quote adapts, but it does. I have found that when I first started using it, I used too much and I didn't give it enough time to sort of adjust a little bit. It actually does work on me. It's a little too yellow when I first put it on, but it does adjust. It says, discover the original No Makeup Makeup Foundation, a weightless, buildable cream balm formula that effortlessly conceals, corrects, and camouflages for a flawless second skin finish. Designed for a less is best approach, the 4-in-1 formula acts as a color corrector, redness corrector, concealer, and foundation in one easy step. Featuring flex shade technology, it adapts to your unique skin tone and undertones, enhancing your natural complexion. Now, I've seen a lot of these products where they say, it has flex technology and it changes the way that the makeup looks when it's on your skin. And I've often been like, can it really? I would say this one works as well as one could. When you see me putting it on, it does look a little bit too yellow, and then it did blend into my skin and it does look cooler after wearing it. There is porcelain, which is very light with neutral undertones. Then there's fair, which is fair with neutral cool, which is what I have. And then the step up from that is light with neutral undertones. There are 10 shades deeper. What I will tell you though is that I think it is, again, it is flexible, but I think they need to be more tones in the deeper shades. But again, I'd have to, test it out and see all the different shades because I'm not really sure. The one thing that I will tell you is that it does cover up all of the redness. It does work really well to camouflage everything. It works really well as a foundation. It goes on very, very easily. It's super easy to use. It is super weightless, and you can just carry it around like this, and it comes with the little sponge if you want to use it. The thing about the product is if you want full coverage, you can get it. If you watch the way I put it on, I tried to actually put very little on because I find this to be like a full coverage makeup when you want it to be. It literally can be full coverage, which is not what I do. I do more of the, the light coverage, sort of almost like tinted moisturizer, but it works extremely well. So I had to play around with it a little bit. The first time I used it, I think I said it was too yellow. It's not, but it just needs a little bit of time to adjust. You have to wait. Not long, but a little bit. So I think the fair is perfect for me, actually. And it blended really well once I, put it on my face. I use the brush and very little of it, and I get the perfect coverage for me. If you're looking for full coverage, use the sponge and you will get full coverage. There's no doubt. But it is weightless, so it feels really good on the skin. They also have just introduced, I believe, let me just double check the site. Yes, they have just introduced blush. So I'm very interested in seeing what the blush is like, because I think if the foundation works this well, I think the blush would be even better because it blurs pores and fine lines, and that's hard to find in a blush. You can find it in foundation, but blush, not so much. It has a soft focus filter effect, again, just like the foundation. Cruelty-free, hormone disruptor-free, vegan-friendly, safe for sensitive skin. The hormone disruptor-free really interested me because I am having a lot of issues with that. And, my neurologist and endocrinologist and all these other chronologists have told me, you do want to be careful about some of the products that you're using. And I thought that was really interesting. It's not something that really has come up before. So this is a brand I think you should take a look at. I'll make sure the links to the blush and to the foundation are below. No Makeup did send me the foundation. So thank you very much, because I'm actually really enjoying it. It took me a while to figure out exactly how to use it, but that's me. That's on me. That's not on the brand. Okay, so what's on my lips? Why do I have this dark color on my lips? This is called, let's see, it's Sacheu. I keep pronouncing it probably wrong. S-A-C-H-E-U. Is that right? Yes, Sacheu. And they have a really interesting like scroll on their website. Sweat proof, food proof, bite proof. Pretty much anything proof. Pillow proof. Well, that's interesting. And basically all their products have this stay in. So it's S-T-A-Y / and not slash. You know what I'm trying to say. The bar thing. It's been a long day, guys. N technology. So the idea is that you put it on and then it stays on. So this is their peel off lip liner stay in. Okay. And the shade name is Moi Yi. Moi Yi? That's what it says. So the idea is you set it, you trace the applicator along the lip line or all over the lips, you let it dry for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you gently peel off to reveal your beautiful lip stain color. It has not been 10, 15 minutes, so I'm leaving it on for a little bit, but don't worry, we'll do it. This is what it looks like. It's really easy to use. And it's a thin line. It's not like it's thick. So you can definitely create a lip line with it. There's a lip elixir that we're going to put on over it, but that's what it looks like. And then you just wait for it to dry for 10 to 15 minutes. So we're going to do that. There's a contour stay-in and a cheek stay-in. We're going to do the contour because I have cheek products from LYS that I want to show you. So this one, all right, so this is what this looks like. I have no idea how to use this yet, so it's going to be interesting. We're trying this live, guys. This might go really badly. Okay, so it has film forming complex, setting agents, long-lasting pigments, waterproofing agents. Okay. All right. How do I use this thing? Yeah, guys, this is, you know, it's funny because I was on that trip in Wyoming, and again, the video is coming soon. I keep saying that, but there was like some very young people on the trip with me, and they all had this stuff, and I was just like, I don't know how to use this. Okay, twist the bottom of the tube to dispense the liquid contour through the sponge tip. Apply to your hairline, temple, sides of your nose, blah, 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 blah. Blend gently using the sponge or brush or your fingers. Gradually build up color, desired, sculpted look. Here we go. And I will tell you, there is nothing wrong with a product that stays on your face, especially if, you know, you're going to a place that's very humid, or you're going to the beach and you want a little bit of color or a little bit of contour or a little bit of whatever. That is not a bad, it's not a bad thing. But yeah, I noticed that like the younger folks have like a lot of this like stay on stuff, which I do not have. I've never done a lip peel before. And the reason I haven't, well, on the channel, I've tried one, is because I tried one once and it was so drying that I hated it. And so I was like, I'm never doing that again. So we're going to see how well this goes. It hasn't dried out my lips yet, I will say. Okay, this is in shade, what shade is this? Giving Sass, which I do like. I do like the names. The names are fun. Okay, we'll just kind of start like this. Okay, the color's good. It's like mushroomy, which is what you want in a contour. I'm gonna go like this. Oh, it almost has, that's interesting. It has like a very liquidy, almost, you know those products that have, when you were a kid? I'm doing a really good job describing this. Sashu's going to be like, great, thanks, Jen. You made it completely complicated for everyone. Those pens, those markers that would have this type of tip, and it would come out, and it would have like a scent to it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Probably not. But like these markers had like a scent to it, and they had this kind of feel. They were light. Oh, that works really well. Huh. Right, another brand that I'm now going to become addicted to. But the good news is this is much less expensive I mean, to give you an idea, the lip liner stay-in is $14. So I'll make sure all the links are below. But that actually looks really good. Great color for me, giving sass. I'm not going to do the cheek one today, but I'll definitely have it in a future video because I want to show you the LYS blushes that they sent me. And LYS sent me 3 shades. I have Classy, no, that's wrong. Confident. Yeah, not confident right now, and Self-Love. So let me show you. Okay, here's Self-Love. These are creams. Ooh, pretty. That's nice. I like LYS. They have nice things. I also want to talk to you about a perfume brand at the end of this because you're going to want to hear about this. I had never heard of them. And now I'm like, how have I never heard of them? Okay, so from here to here, first shade we have is Self-Love, and then the orangey shade is Classy, which is kind of like, you know, like a peachy shade. And then this shade all the way at the end is Confident, so it's the deepest shade. These are beautiful. Okay, it has kaolin and clay, so it helps reduce the appearance of pores and limits excess shine. Kaolin, depending on how you use it, can be great. It's in a lot of the Westman products, and it works great in the blushes that they have, but I don't like it in their lipstick. So again, it depends on the amount of kaolin that's in here. Avocado oil, so if you're allergic to avocados, penetrates to lock in lasting hydration, and vitamin E to help calm and smooth. That's all good things, but again, depending on allergies, you know, whatever the case may be. So let's use the deepest shade first in Confident, and let's kind of put it on top of the contour here a little bit, because as I've said many times, back in the 80s, this is how we actually contoured. We didn't have contour. We had deeper blush. And the only thing that you want to keep in mind when you're using a blush to contour your face, nothing wrong with it. Like I said, it's something that was done forever. But make sure you blend really well. And also, try to make sure it's a cool toned. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it's not going to look quite right if you just use it as like a stark, warm colored as blush as a contour, because contour needs to be a little bit cool. All right, then we'll take the pinky shade, which is Self-Love. And when they say apples, what they mean is like right here. That would give you a very youthful look. And that's fine if, you know, your face, if that works for your face. That doesn't always work for everyone's face. If you're a little bit older and you're trying to sort of pick your face up a little, I would put it a little higher towards almost your eye. These are really nice. I'm not having problems with the clay right now, which is good, because sometimes the clay can be a little too dry. And then the Classy shade, let's just take a little bit, and I'll put a little here to blend it in. Yes, I will be wearing a ton of blush, but I have a doctor's appointment coming up next. When I'm done filming, she's gonna be like, why are you so blushy? I'll be like, well, you know, it's my job. Ta-da! Yeah, these are really nice blushes. I love LYS. I think they're a really good brand. The products are at a much, like I said, more reasonable price point, which is what we want to talk about today. They are satin matte cream blushes. I always get confused by the words satin matte, but I mean, it's not a bad way to describe this. 18 months shelf life, and they are PETA approved. So I think anybody who's looking for a really nice cream blush that has similar qualities to Merit, I think they're in line with that. Also the Westman products, which are much more expensive, but of course they come in a stick. They have them in the pans as well, in the powders, but they have them in a stick. These are, you know, in a pan, so you're gonna have to use your fingers, you're gonna have to use a brush, whereas the Westman, you can directly put them on with a stick, but honestly, you're gonna have to blend them with your fingers or a brush anyway. I mean, you can't just really, I mean, you could, but that would not look good. So, you know, depending on how you wanna do it, I think these are excellent products for that group of products that you're looking at. Again, I'm trying to give you guys a couple of products that I think are really excellent that you can add to your collection. You don't have to replace your Dior and Chanel, but just, you know, we don't have to always spend what we spend on all of these things. Still get excellent quality at a lower price point. So this is the Enlightenment by LYS. It's a soft focus skin finishing powder. And I think this is really interesting. It comes in Motivate, which is the light shade. I am just going to use like kind of on my cheeks here, if I can find my brush. This is what it looks like. And I'm just going to kind of like this. Oh, it's really pretty. That's really nice. It kind of leaves like a little bit of luminescence to the face, but not... Ooh, I like that. That looks very nice. Okay. Stop staring at myself. Let me put on, sorry. Let me put on a little bit of mascara, and then we'll get to the lip. A little bit of mascara on. Before I do anything else, I'm going to take my Laura Mercier. This is the Cool Pink powder that I've been using lately. And I feel like I need it. I need it. I think I'm just doing too much, and that's what this is. But anyway, Laura Mercier has this secret under eye powder. It comes in 5 shades. There's also translucent shades. Soft pink is the one that works for me. I don't use a lot. I just use a tiny, tiny bit. And I either use the brush that came with it or that they sent me, or I use my finger. But I have found it to be really, really helpful. My under eyes have been looking tired lately. What I would say, I've had a lot of questions whether I like it better than other powders. Here's the thing. If you're talking about just all over as a powder, I can't tell you because I'm just using that under my eyes. It specifically has been made for the under eye area. So it's very finely milled, it's very light, and the way that it's and I don't know the science behind it, but basically when the light hits it, you don't get this blank white cast, and you don't get, it doesn't look flat. It makes it look like there's nothing there, that it's trying to make it look like your under eye is just your under eye. I have not tried it on the rest of my face, to be honest with you, because it's meant to be just the under eye, and it's this sort of small, although I could probably use it all over the face. The other powders that I have, like the Westman powder or the lilac powders or the blue, they all work really, really well. And I've used them under the eye and I really like them. But there's something about the way this works with the camera that I like a lot, especially with like photographs. And I think that's kind of what it's been made for. So I'm not saying it's better than another powder necessarily under the eye. I'd have to do, and maybe I should do that. I should just take pictures and see which one looks the best. But I have to say this one is working really, really well. And I haven't had time to compare how it looks, you know, with pictures and the other ones, but it's a really good price point. It works extremely well, and it was made specifically for the under eye. All right, now I'm going to try to peel this off. Let's see how this works. No, it comes off really easily. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is with a microfiber towel, gently. Oh yeah, comes off really easy. I'm not pulling. My lips are incredibly dry, so it's probably like, I'm going to stick to the skin here. I don't blame it. Okay, I like that. It's kind of like the Palladio, you know, the ink stain. Now, here's a thicker version that I did. So next time I need to do it thicker, because look. See, it like peels off in a piece. So that's the trick, I think. You just have to do like a thick version of it, and so you can see the color it left behind. Okay, so thicker next time. All right, this is the Lip Elixir, and this is in shade, I don't know, because I put it somewhere. Here we go. I don't know what that says. Hold on. Okay, Tanghulu Candy. I'm gonna have to look that up, because I don't know what that is. All right, so that's what this looks like. Okay, there's a smell to this. This smells like, what is that, formaldehyde? It's not a good smell. Okay, I will say this. That is not a nice smell. However, this looks phenomenally good. But the smell, what is that? Okay, it says, our Lip Glaze Elixir is an innovative formula that combines the nourishment of a lip oil, the comfort of a balm, and the shine of a gloss. That is all true, but it has a chemical smell to it. Just starting to dissipate. But look, you make up your own mind. It looks really good, but my goodness, that smell is Not my favorite. I would say this. I would not use this on a day that I had an emerging headache or migraine because the smell is chemical. However, it does look great. Oh, yes, the price of beauty. No, it really does. I mean, it looks phenomenally good, but I don't know what that smell is. Nothing else had a smell. Contour didn't have a smell. The lip stain didn't have a smell, but that has a smell. It's not stinging or anything. Okay, but there's something in it because, like I said, I don't know what that is, but, and it does say discontinue use if redness or irritation occurs. So I'm going to bet there's something in there that can irritate your lips. But whatever that smell is, guys, I would not recommend the smell. But it makes my lips look plumper. It eliminates the dryness. It eliminates the lines. It looks good. It looks like my lips looked like when I was 20, but it smells. Smell is gone now, by the way. Yeah, it's gone now. And that was real time. So I tell you right now, I would use it again because it looks really good. Okay, anyway, last but not least, I want to mention Dead Cool, and I talked about them in my video, but I mentioned them. I didn't really get into it. And I was wearing Mochi Milk, I have Extra Milk, and I have Taunt. So I tried Taunt today. You need to buy this. Seriously, if you are one of those people that every time I've mentioned something like perfume that I've liked, and you've been like, oh, I like the same perfumes, you need to buy Taunt. Buy it in the travel spray. They have it at Sephora, and then of course they have it at Dead Cool. But let me pull up. Okay, so they have wait lists for things. Okay, interesting. Sorry, I'm just like my brain. They have home, hand and body laundry and fragrances. So they have all different types of things. They have detergent, which is in the scent Taunt, and it actually is a Best of Beauty Allure winner for 2023. I don't know how I've never heard of this. Bergamot, Fresh Dew, Floral Cassis, and Vanilla Amber is for the laundry Taunt, and it's $35. They have a quiz because you can find what your scent is. And it says, Dead Cool is a functional fragrance brand that empowers all people to smell and feel good through scent. We're on a mission to reshape the way fragrance is defined and experienced. We think everyone should have a signature scent that extends beyond a glass bottle. Dead Cool brings fragrance into your everyday routine through unexpected mediums, from laundry, detergent, to car air fresheners, and pets. So scent becomes a practical, integrated part of your life. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I think this is really cool. You should try Taunt. It's really good. I was just like, no, really, it's really good. You should try it. Like I said, they have it on Dead Cool, and then they have it on Sephora. There's Extra Milk, Mochi Milk, Taunt, Sunlit Blooms, Aura, Blonde, Fragrance 2, Fragrance 4, Fragrance 5. Like they don't have a name. They're called 2, 4, and 5. There's 3, which is Blonde. And then there's Red Dakota and Madonna Lily. That's what they have right now. But I mean, I'm sure they have new ones. They're on Instagram. They're on TikTok. The stuff is good. Like, their products are good. And I really like the ones that I've tried. Taunt is my favorite at the moment. Mochi Milk is pretty freaking good though. I have not worn Extra Milk, so I'll try that one next. But Taunt is up there, like, with one of my favorites. I mean, I would want my sheets to smell this way. I don't think Ellie would want to smell this way because Ellie likes, to smell like dirt or something. So that's probably not going to work out. But anyway, so to wrap up today, these brands, like I said, these are not high luxury brands that we talked about today, but the No Makeup Makeup is an excellent brand. It works really well. It looks really good on your skin. And I think for those of you out there who are like me, who are looking for something that is easy to use, that is good for your skin, that doesn't have like a lot of complications, and it's just like a creamy formula that you can use really well, No Makeup Makeup is an excellent brand. The Sashu is impressing me. I really love the way the contour looks. I love the way the lip stain looked. I love the way this lip elixir looks. I don't know if I can recommend it because of the smell. But if you're somebody, and there are people out there who just don't notice smells, like I have a friend who honestly I'm not sure. I don't know if her nose is broken, but she doesn't smell anything. We'll talk about it because it's a story about part of the trip, the one out to Wyoming. I swear, I don't think she has a sense of smell. So anyway, if you're that kind of person, you won't care because it doesn't sting or anything like that. It just, it looks really good. I don't know what to tell you. I'll try the cheek stain in another video. The LYS products, their blushes are excellent. I love the creaminess of them. They look really good on. They do minimize pores. They do minimize lines, and they just sink right in. They look great. These are shades that I think will work, probably from fair all the way to medium. If you're a deeper skin tone, I don't know how well they'll stay or how well you can build them up, because for me, I don't do a deep blush look, but I will say it does seem to me that they have enough pigment in them that they will do that, especially with the kaolin clay, which will keep it, from being too glossy or too sticky, because the face is dry. There's no problems there. And then the Dead Cool is a brand you guys have to check out because I really, really like that. And all of these are at very reasonable price points. Again, this is not to replace Dior or Chanel. That will never happen in my life anyway, because I do love luxury makeup, and there's things about it outside of just the quality of the products that I appreciate, but there's nothing wrong with adding pieces to your collection or using a lot of product that works really well, that has a lower price point, and then having those special pieces be in your luxury collection as well, because let's face it, we're all trying to balance, and we're all trying to budget, and these are the things that we should be doing. And last but not least, don't forget about the Laura Mercier Under Eye Brightener Powder. I really like this powder. I think it's really good, and I'm really looking forward to testing it out amongst others and see if I can get a better idea of how it works against the other loose powders that I've been using under the eye. That's it for today, guys. I'd love to hear if you've been using these products, if you're familiar with these products. I don't know where I've been, in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon.